So I don't know. Oh, Lord. Patriots, baby. Mhm. Oh, hey Claudia, how you doing? I'm good, thanks. Oh, that's cool. It's all good. I was on for like 2 hours, so everybody keeps me up. Everybody keeps me up late, or we just end up talking all damn night. Either way, it's either I'm busy or both, or I enjoy it anyway. Friday night anyway. Now it's Saturday, so but yeah, that's all good. Yeah, well, the thing is they wouldn't be here if they didn't have problems, you know. And that's the whole thing of a lot of people coming here to see if they can solve their problems. That's for sure. But this year I promised myself not to. This year I promised myself not to, you know, just get rid of somebody if they nag me about their life and their problems all day and all year. I'm trying to be more understanding of, you know, that not everybody's gonna be like myself, where I tackle my problems head on, and I don't need nobody to tell me no different. I know what I gotta do. But some people know, but they just worry and they just concern and they just don't know what to do. So it's a pain in the ass. But at the end of the day, we all got problems. We all have some shit we have to do or shit we have to check on. What it is, it becomes an obsession and an addiction for a lot of people. Like they have to know shit. And I made an exception this year to deal with them, even though I don't want to. But I deal with them as much as I can. And I try to make a joke or, you know, talk some shit, and hopefully the people don't get mad or, you know, get offended, sensitive, because that happens a lot on here. Because I can be very sarcastic and teasing. Some people don't like it. Some people can handle it. Some people think it's hilarious. And some people are like, Mark, so rude, which I don't care. Because they're not the ones dealing with these people. I am. So, but either way, I made a promise to myself in the beginning of the year that I was gonna be more, you know, caring and more lenient with people that have an obsession and addiction with readings, because sometimes I might have to be their karma for addiction of readings. And I know that sounds crazy, but I kind of put myself in that situation to see what it would be like. Because I had an interesting conversation with someone, and this person I know, they're greedy as shit. They love, you know, taking people's money and don't care about what they think and what they say, and they're just like, I don't care. I'm taking their money. They want to come to me and ask me questions. I'm taking their money, and I just listened to them, and I was like, well, the difference between me and you is I don't care about their money. You know, like this isn't my, you know, my full time business or job, so I don't care about. You know, I'm not making a living off of this, even though it helps to pay bills. But I'm different. Like, you know, I'm not a greedy person that will want your money and take your addiction for a ride. That's like a drug dealer saying, I know this person's all fucked up from the day I sold them the first crack rock, but I don't care. I want money. They're coming to get their fix. Fuck them. I don't care if they die, or I don't care if they ruin their family or steal. As long as I get my money, fuck them. That's how this can become. It can become like an addiction so bad that you you know, you lose your mind, your money, and you don't get nothing in return because you put it on yourself. Yeah, greed is one of the worst things in life for sure. I agree with you 100%. That's why I will never be that way. But some people, they feel like they want to do it because they need the money. It's their life, it's their job, and if they can take an addict's money, they'll take it. But there's two types of like addictions and addicts. It's the ones that are like ruining their lives, and there's the ones that just worry and just want to know. in this type of field. That's what I've witnessed, and that's what my opinion is. Oh yeah, yeah. We all can get greedy in certain ways, because we tend not to think about it at the time. But then when you realize it afterwards, you're like, oh shit, I shouldn't have been greedy, or I shouldn't have done that. Or sometimes we become greedy when it comes to revenge. Getting revenge against somebody, getting one up on somebody, showing somebody, hey, look, I'm going to do this and do this, take that. You know? You think you can do that? I'm going to do it too, but I'm going to show you in a bad way, like how you showed me. But I got to the point where anybody who nagged me all day, every day, I got rid of them quick because I don't want to deal with their obsession or their greed to find out information every day. And then after listening to a greedy person, I said to myself, well, they kind of have a point in a way, because if they don't go to you, they're going to go to somebody else. So their obsession could be their karma, and you're the one who gives them the karma. And at least by them giving you money, at least you're using it for good things and not bad things. And I started to think about that for a minute. I said, you know what? She made a good point, but it's still not the way I roll and the way I want to roll. But I'd rather an addict that wants readings done come to me than go to someone who's going to use them and lie to them and make their addiction a failure, instead of make their addiction kind of worth it because they're getting something that's true and something that they can spend their addiction on in a good way. If that makes sense. I don't know if it does, but like I said, I still look at it as I'm their karma, because at the end of the day, they're coming to me for their fix, but at least they don't have to pay too much for it. And at least it's going to be real. So I don't know. Sometimes I regret the things that I do, and then I say, you know what? I know it's not right, that I have like people coming here and that are addicted to readings every day. I don't, and I still read for them. But then I say to myself, you know what? This person don't disrespect me. So it's not like they're disrespecting me. They can be annoying, yes. And they can be very like demanding, and getting readings every single day is not healthy, because you're not even allowing your life to live. But that's my opinion. See what I'm saying? So my opinion ain't gonna matter to an addict or to a person who wants a reading every day. So I'm just here to do it, and that's it. As long as the person don't disrespect me and say, do my reading and fuck off, I pay you. Now if you start talking to me like that, you ain't gonna last one more second. Because I had somebody in here like that. I put him in their place, and I didn't delete him, but I put him in their place to show people. I used her as an example. I said, yeah, you want to talk to me like that? Well, guess what? Let me show everybody who you're dealing with. So I put her in her place. She still comes around here every now and then, but she don't get readings from me no more. And she must think that because she don't do that, it's like a I'm losing money or something. Woman, you lost your mind. That's all that matters. You lost your mind. I didn't lose no money, and I don't need your damn money. So I pretty much, embedded that in her brain to say, don't think I need you. You don't need no fucking money. You need God in your life. That's all you need. But this person doesn't even come around here that much. And when they do, they're all pleasant and kind and realize that they were wrong. And once again, if they get a reading, they do, they don't. I don't really care. It don't bother me. Like I've said to many people on here throughout my years on here, you can come in here and never get a reading in your life, and I don't care. If you want to come in here and talk, have fun, exchange pleasantries, talk about life and have a good time, that don't matter to me. I have tons of people that come in here and don't get nothing, and that's cool. I don't mind. I go in people's rooms and don't get nothing either. You don't have to go in a psychic's room and pay them because you're in there. But some will say, "Oh, well, you never got a reading from me, so you better pay if you want to be in here. If not, I'm going to do a members only so I can get rid of all the people who don't pay me." That's why I've never done a members thing in here. Some people ask me to, but I don't want to separate everybody. Because when you get a members thing, you kind of separate the payers from the people who don't pay, and I don't want to make people feel like you have to be a member in order to be in here. That's secluding people. That's not good. That's just my opinion too. Like all the things I say on here is my opinion. Some people don't like it, and some people would say, "Okay, that's cool." Like whatever. I never see that Latino chick here anymore. I forgot her name. She has a channel as well. Not sure if you know who I'm talking about. Oh my god. Hey Dan, yeah, only the Leos do that. The Leos are the ones that I worry about. Good morning, brother. How you doing? You said I never see that Latina chick here anymore. Latina chick. She has a channel as well. I don't know her. I don't know who you're talking about. I think I know who you're talking about, but she doesn't. Yeah, yeah, I know. It's cool. I don't. Yeah. I kind of think I know who you're talking about, but I don't know. Oh, yo, her. Oh yeah, she don't come in here because she disrespected me. Yeah, yeah. We were talking about. Well, I'll give you the rundown real quick because it's just you guys in here. But she teamed up with this other guy, and they claim that I was in here talking about them, which I wasn't. Right? Because I never used their names at all, and I was just generalizing how people have a lot of readers have a bio, right? So somebody was in here, a friend of mine, well, people were in here talking about like what, we talk about shit in here all the time. So I was talking about Reiki and how people are frauds, how my ex used to use her bio to bait people in to think that she was really a Reiki master and a healer. And you know how all these people say, I'm clairvoyant, I'm clairaudient. Anyway, long story short, I was in here talking about psychics who have a big bio and say that they do all these things, but they don't prove that they do it. So her friend, right, that she hangs out with, he's one of those people who has a big bio. I've never even looked at his bio because I don't even care. He ain't that important to me like that. And he came in here and he claimed he said that I was talking about him. And I said that Reiki was fake. That's what he said I said. And there's no evidence of me saying that. I just said there's fake ass people doing Reiki, but I didn't say it was him because he's never done Reiki on his channel. So how can I be talking about you? So she started shit and went back to tell him that I was talking about him and her, right? But like Dan says, right, I gave her tough love because I wanted the best for her because she's the type of person, this chick we're talking about, right? She's the type of person who came in here every single day and she said, I want to do this, I'm going to do that, I can do this, I can do that. She was talking about all the things that she wants to do and the things that she supposedly is, but she never proved any of the things that she says. So I would tease her and say, stop bullshitting and go live and show people your so-called talent that you claim you have, right? So she would say that I was mean or I was treating her rough and all this shit, but I treat everybody the same. Certain people, if you're not in here running your mouth, then I'm not going to say anything to you. But she kept on doing it for like a long time. and every channel she'll go in, she'll like blow up the chat room with her life, and I didn't like that about her. But I actually helped her plenty of times and read for her plenty of times, and everybody can vouch for that. And I did like, I was tough on her because I wanted her to understand that stop talking and start showing people if you really are who you say you are. Because if you keep running your mouth in these chat rooms, and then when you go live and you ain't showing nobody know what you are, then people are gonna be like, this woman's a fucking fraud. And that's why she ain't going nowhere where she is now. Because she hung out with the wrong person, her so-called mentor, and he didn't do fucks for her anyway. He can't even help himself. But they automatically thought that the day I was talking about bios, I was talking about them. And I said, I'm talking about everyone. And even Marley had my back and said, I was generalizing people who do it. I never singled anybody out. And if I do, I won't have no problem doing it. And it's my opinion. I can do what the fuck I want. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it, right? So anyway, long story short, he did a video, right, of me talking shit about me, right? He says, I don't know if you're talking about me or not, but if you are, this is what I think about you. And I'm like, and he had my name in the title and everything. So he just started like getting personal. Hey, Mystical, how you doing? He got personal and he started talking about what I look like, and who's in my room and who don't come and visit him. And he said, because I said that back in the day, before I had my channel, people used to say that, well, when I started my channel, some of those greedy psychics would say, oh, Mark's taking food off my table because now he's like the psychic everybody goes to. So, and he found people off my channel. No, dumbass, you sent people to my channel. That's what I told people, right? And everybody saw what happened. I did a reading. I'll do a reading for a person, right, in their channel, and they're gonna be like, "Hey, everybody, go see Mark." And who's the person who done that from day one? Me. I'm the one who tried to bring everybody together, and you're trying to reverse psychology on my ass. Meanwhile, I have receipts of everything that I say. So if I talk shit about you, now why the fuck you don't send me a clip of me or put a clip of me up saying I said this about you. I'm specifying who you are. Why you don't show me that? But you want to go bash me in your channel and talk shit. But you have no proof that I said anything about you. But I have proof you said shit about me because you did a whole video on me. And ever since that day, where has it got you? Nowhere. And that's why I tell people, don't run your mouth in these chat rooms and claim you're something you're not, just to get people to come see you. Because when they see you, they will test you. And if you don't meet the test, they're going to say, fuck this fake ass psychic or fuck this fake ass person and tell me I'm wrong. I'm not wrong, because that's exactly how it works. You will get tested and you will either be the number one person for them, their go to person, or they're going to be nobody. They're going to be another fraud on your list. So that's why that person is not in here no more. Both of them. Instead of coming to me, right, or coming in here, you could have put me on the spot. You could have came in here and put me on the spot and said, hey, you were talking about me or what? And I would have said the same thing to them that I'm telling everybody else. Go find proof in that video where I'm talking about you. And I'm still waiting. It's been over a month and I'm still waiting for the proof that I talked specifically about you. See? So why am I going to entertain people like that for? And then you want to talk about the people in my chat room too. So you look like a clown. And that's who the person is, a clown. And that chick that you're talking about, she don't come in here no more because I got rid of her, because she's teamed up with that guy and absolutely just talk to themselves every day. And she's a person who was coming in here for over a year, running her mouth, saying she does this, saying she does that, blah, 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 clog up the chat rooms everywhere she goes. The last time I saw her, she was in Mystical's chat, and she came in there, and she knew we were all in there. She didn't care, and she came in there. She blew the whole chat room up with her whole life. And I'm looking at her saying, "What the fuck is wrong with this person? Like, you don't get tired of like talking about yourself all day, and talking about like what you think you're doing and what you think you are doing or whatever. Like, all you do is talk to yourself all day. So if you want me to talk about you, I will. You know, it's fine. Because apparently I was before, but I'll do it now. Because you're still doing nothing. You're doing nothing that you say you're doing. So if you kept quiet and just be humble and just say, hey, you know, this, that, and the other, and stop talking about yourself all day, you wouldn't have the problem. And I've seen her a few other places that I go, but I don't say nothing. You know, I just leave her be. Let her talk shit that she does. And when she was in that chat about 2 weeks ago, she was talking about me indirectly while I was in there, trying to get me to react to make me look like I'm a bad person. So the person that I was in the room would say, oh, yeah, Mark's fucked up, you know? But it didn't work. Silence is better than bullshit sometimes. But I remember that day about 2 weeks ago, she ruined the whole chat vibe. She came in there and just blah, 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 blah. And I was like, yeah, whatever, fuck off. All you did is talk to her yourself, woman. So, yeah. Anyway, I have no time for her. She can go about her business. I don't wish nothing on her. She can go about her business and do her thing. You know, she was my friend, but not anymore. Not after what she did. So, you know. And the funny thing is, she put up a post about me, talking shit about me, and then took it down like 3 days later. And I was like, why you take it down for? If that's what I did, now why you take it down? You took it down, you know why? Because you look like an idiot. Talking about me for nothing. Talking about I fucking destroyed your shit. You know, you destroyed yourself by talking about me. I tell you already, don't talk about me. I ain't done nothing to you. And you ain't got no receipts. You ain't got nothing to say that I even called your name. So why are you talking shit for? So she's still cool with people that come in here, which I'm totally okay with. You could be cool with whoever you want. And when you come in here, you're cool with me. That's cool. You can be cool with whoever you want. It don't matter to me. It don't matter at all. I'm not going to say, oh, well, she goes in that room. So I'm like, so I saw this person in Mystical's room, right? I'm not going to call Mystical and say, hey, I don't talk to that person anymore. So Mystical, if you don't talk to her, I'm not going to talk to you. You think I do that shit? And Mystical, if you're here right now, have I ever called you to say, hey, this person's in your chat room, I don't want to speak to you no more? I could care less who's choosing whose channel. I don't care. We can all be cool with each other, and we can all have people who we don't like. It's simple. You see? So there you go. I don't care who goes in who anybody's channel. If I speak to you in another channel, it's because we're friends. And Mystical can tell you that when Mystical is here, when I first met her, I don't know her, I just met her through someone else. She comes in here and supports me. I go in her room and support her. Right? We've read for each other, right? And I have no problem with her because she hasn't done nothing wrong to me personally. Right? So when that person went in her room, she may or may not be cool with them and may just have them in there and just say, whatever happens between you and Mark, nothing to do with me. And I want things to be that way. I want you to figure out that person on your own. I'm not going to sit there and warn you about somebody. That's your problem. And now if you ask me about the person, I'm going to tell you what they did. And that's it. Simple. That's the way adults should be acting, you know? And it's that simple. And this is all like petty shit that should never make this is petty things that should never happen. It should be all talked to with each other. We should talk to each other like adults. And if you feel like it's not genuine, then it shouldn't be that way. That's her link right there, Claudia. That's Mystical's link right there. You can check her out. She goes live almost every day. She's been on vacation, so but that's her link. We hang out in there too many times. Like I said, we can all get along and we can all agree to disagree. That's no problem. But to answer your question, Claudia, I know it's a long answer, but to answer your question, that's why that person is no longer in here because they disrespected me, but they claim that I disrespected them. But apparently, I've disrespected them plenty of times, apparently. So it's all good. Like I said, she's really good friends with some of the people that come in here. So you could stay her friend. I never asked anybody to choose anybody over me. You know. But yeah, that's the situation. But I don't care about anybody and what they do or whatever. So it's all good. That chapter of my life is over. But I've explained this situation to a lot of people that you know there's some people who come in a chat room and they're cool with you today and they'll talk shit about you tomorrow, which is a normal thing in life. It's what human beings do. But don't accuse me of doing something to you. And if you feel like I'm implying my words to you, then why you don't confront me first? Why you don't come in here and talk to me? Why you don't email me? You got my information. You had me on social media, but you fucked up. You went to somebody and said, "Oh yeah, they're talking about me. They're talking about us." You're not that important for me to be talking about you. Then you want to claim that your shit's better than mine and all this shit, and I'm like, okay, well, where's the proof? I'm still waiting for the proof. I've been waiting for proof from a lot of people for years, but I ain't seeing nothing. So there you go. Life goes on. But yeah, a few people have asked me why that person ain't been in here, and that's the answer. And I feel like it's also unfair to anybody that's in here, like getting a reading, and you got somebody in here clogging up the chat room with their bullshit all day. Like, go do that shit on your own channel and leave me alone. So I'm actually glad that I don't have to deal with her anymore. And I'm sure a few other people are happy too. But like I said, if you're her friend, you could be mine too. I have no problem with that. Like I said, it's all about respect for each other, and then that's it. Simple. Right. And that's disrespectful. It's like when you see somebody getting a reading, just relax for a hot minute, you know, and let the person get their reading and go from there. But don't keep there. Like if I'm looking at the chat looking for your name for your answer, and all I see is that person the whole way down, that pisses me off. It's like shut up already. Just wait. What you're talking about ain't important. More important than this person getting a reading. But the issue with a lot of people on here is no matter what chat room it is, you can all talk amongst yourselves and have a good time and talk and stuff. If the reader doesn't have a problem with you clogging up the chat room with your bullshit, then that's up to them to say something, right? And also, that person that's getting a reading also has a choice to get a private reading, so that way they don't get distractions. So either way, it's still, it's either you do it privately because you have a problem with the distractions, or you feel like the reader doesn't have a problem and focuses on you, so there is no distraction. So it depends on the person and the situation, right? So sometimes it's like, if we have a problem with that situation, you might as well just get a private reading and just call it a day, so you don't have to deal with it. You know. So it's both faults. Both people could be at fault. But say you're in here right now and you get a reading, there is nobody distracting the chat because there's only a couple people in here. But sometimes you'll get people like, for instance, that person, and they will come in and like completely destroy the vibe in the chat, and you're like, really? Like, come on, man. Like, shut up for a hot minute, shut up for like 2 minutes. Nobody cares about your bullshit. Like, that's what I don't like. But I'll be honest, when I get rid of people like her and other people that I don't like that come in here and do the same thing, it brings peace to the chat. It brings peace to everyone because they ain't got to listen to that bullshit no more. And I know a lot of people thought the same thing. They're like, oh, thank God she's gone. She runs her mouth too much. Or thank God we ain't got to listen to that bullshit no more. Because it's one thing talking reality, and it's one thing talking about what you're bullshitting about. You know, like, don't lie and don't talk about yourself all day. If you want to do that, go on your own channel. When I go to somebody's channel, I'm not going to talk about myself all day in your channel unless you ask me questions. Me and you talking in your channel, I'll be like Mister would say, "What you up to today, Mark?" And I'll say, "Well, it's raining here today, so I'm probably going to go live later. But I'll hang out in here and eat my breakfast and talk shit to you guys and have fun, things like that. We all, exchange pleasantries with each other, talk to each other, whatever. But I'm not gonna come in there and say, well, at 11 o'clock, Mr. Cool, I'm going to go use the bathroom. 12 o'clock, I'm gonna eat lunch. And then 1 o'clock, I'm probably gonna go for a swim. And then 2 o'clock, I'm gonna do this. And 3 o'clock, I'm gonna do that. And 4 o'clock, she don't want to hear that shit. She just said, "What am I, basically gonna do? Give me about a sentence or two. I don't want to listen to your whole damn life. The fuck you talking about? I'm not asking Mark that shit no more." you know. But then you get people like that you love and you care about. Whoops. You get people that you care about, right? That will come in here with an issue or a problem. Like somebody will come in here, like how Sophie did the other day. Oh, I lost my dog. Everybody was like, oh no. So everybody tried to help, give her like advice, and then she ended up getting the dog 2 weeks later. So things like that are important, and we feel for the person, and the whole chat evolves around her for that couple minutes or for that time. And every day that went by and that she showed up, we would say, hey, uh, did you find your dog yet? And then the day she did and came in here, everybody's like, yeah, we're all happy and shit. And that's the way life should be. No, I don't want to hear about your personal fucking bullshit about and your dreams and hopes and desires of doing shit on your channel. Ain't nobody want to hear that shit. Just do it and shut up. It's like you're old enough now to know what's right from wrong. So why are you coming in the chat room acting like a 12-year-old? Act like a grown up adult, talk about things, and don't clog up the person's chat room. When you go live, talk your ass off. Do it every day. Like I told people many a times, you got a lot to say about yourself, go live. Go on your channel and clog up your airwaves. And then if you really have nothing to do, listen to yourself all day. Play back your video and listen to yourself and say, okay, well, yeah, I lied about that. I lied about that. Oh shit, yeah, I shouldn't have said that. Oh, look at me, I kind of need a, I need some more of this, or oh shit, look at me. Oh man, every time, every year that goes by on here, it's never been a year where I've been in total peace, where I don't have a specific pain in the ass person doing stupid shit and saying stupid shit in here and starting trouble with me. Like I don't go nowhere looking for no trouble. And I'm the first one to support you, the first one to give you advice, the first one to help you, and it's never good enough. And if I say my opinions, I'm wrong and I'm bad. So what am I gonna do? Stay here all day like this? I'm not talking to anybody in here and I'm not giving you my opinions. If you don't get a reading from me, you can go to hell. That's what you want me to do? So when somebody says, "Hey, Mark, what do you think about politics, or what you think about, the full moon energy, or what you think about tarot, or how did you learn this?" Or you want me to just say, "I'm not answering those questions. You got to pay me," because every time I express my opinions, everybody thinks I'm talking about them. You want me to do that? You want me to act like a little, spoiled little brat and act like an asshole and say, "Fuck you, I'm not speaking to you"? I ain't changing my way for nobody because you get butt hurt and you think I'm talking about you. I don't give a fuck what you think. I'm a grown ass man. Like how everybody scrolls on TikTok and everywhere else. When you scroll, you see something. I don't like that. Scroll. So when you see me, look, go like that. So you don't have to listen to my opinions that hurt you. Eh, fuck off. Leave me alone. That's what I tell people every day. You don't like it, don't come in here. You don't like the way I act or I talk or I say shit, then that's your problem. Because I'm always gonna have some people in here like-minded or just like to listen to me or get my advice or get a reading or just come in here and talk shit and have fun. Simple. I didn't ask you in my description. It doesn't say if you better like me or else. Come on, man. Leave me alone. But people just can't leave me alone. They like to start shit with me because they're so sensitive to everything I say. And people act like I'm the only one talking about other psychics and what they do. I'm the only one who does it. Let me ask everybody in the room, am I the only one who talks about his bad experiences with other psychics? Or am I the only one who talks about fake psychics and what fake psychics do? Answer the question. Am I the only one on YouTube that does that? So what? See what I mean? Hell no, of course not. I see people do it every day. So why are people mad at me for? We all do it. Everybody talks bad about shit every day. We talk about the negative things every day because we don't want the negative things in our lives. You see what I mean? That's why I don't understand why people take offense to when I say it. Do you think I go in other people's rooms and say, "Hey, don't talk about people like that"? I don't care what the hell you do on your channel. It don't bother me. I'm over here. I ain't worrying about you. And if I do come to your channel, it's to support you. And if I don't like your channel, I ain't going back. So if you don't see me in your shit, it's because I don't like you, or you probably come on and I'm sleeping, or I'm gonna see your video and comment and say, "Hey, look, dang, hey, how you doing?" or whatever. I'm not one to be going around everybody's room all damn day every day, looking for fucking attention. I got shit to do. So when I talk, it's a problem. People take whatever I say as like a bad thing, like I'm the problem. I'm just talking about my experiences. I did it last night in here. I talked about my experiences I have with certain people from my past. I usually talk about my past because in the last couple years, in the last year or two, I really haven't had major issues on here. Just one or two people who act stupid and I'll get rid of them. That's all. Or somebody asks me some ungodly, dumbass question and I don't want to deal with it. Because people can be really, really stupid and think that tarot is a map and has continents on it and countries on it and shit. People actually think tarot can solve their whole life, but that's not true. People got to solve their own issues and deal with their own problems. Ain't no psychic gonna change your life for you. You got to change. You got to do your part. You can get answers, but it might not be the ones you like. But anyway, me personally, I've always been this way. I've always expressed my opinions, tell people, warn people not to deal with certain people. Sometimes people will say, "Hey, Mark, you've been on YouTube for a long time. Do you know this reader?" And I'll be like, "Yeah." "Oh, what do you think about them?" I'll be like, "Well, this is my experience with that reader. This happened, that happened, that happened. But hey, maybe this was years ago, so maybe this person's changed, or maybe this person connects with you better than they connect with me. So if you feel like this person is connecting with you, keep going to them, because obviously spirit likes them, and maybe spirit took me away from them because they're not supposed to be around me. That's it. It's simple. I don't know why people can't look at things like that and just say, you know what, Mark, you're right. Maybe a person who you dealt with is not accurate with you, or not, wanting to hang out with you or be your friend, but they're my friend and they're cool with me. And they read for me and they're right about me. You are too, but this person gives me more detail and I deal with them. If you told me that, I would not be nowhere near jealous or care less. I'd be like, well, it's good to have somebody that connects with you like that. So if they connect better with you, I'm not going to be offended one bit, because everybody connects with everybody in a different way. I don't give a fuck who you connect with. If you come in here and say, "Hey, Mark, everything you said to me happened," and what's the first thing I'm gonna tell you? I don't take all the credit. I said I just read the cards and give you what I read, what I see. But spirit is behind everything. And not too many readers will say my spirit's the ones that you gotta thank. I say it on here every day, because I don't want to take credit for for information I'm getting from my spirit team and your spirit team together. You think I could read you without your spirit's approval? No, it don't work that way. Spirit will cut that shit off. They'll be like, you ain't reading this person. No, no, no. But if spirit says, "Yeah, go ahead, read them because they're doing the wrong things," you need to find out that they're a bad fucker. Or yes, you're gonna find out what they feel about you. I'm gonna tell you because I want you guys to know this information. You got me? So you can try and find out whatever you want, but spirit has to intervene in there some way. And if you don't believe in that, then nothing's gonna happen. You're gonna be a lost cause. You're gonna be reading bullshit for the rest of your life. And when the answer don't come true, it's because spirit said you're not gonna know. It ain't gonna happen. We ain't gonna give you that information. But we'll give you some, but not enough, not the full thing. And that's just it. And sometimes you'll get the present energy. You won't get a future energy. You won't get a prediction. You'll just get what's going on. Because it's 1:51 p.m. So spirit would say, as of right now, I can let you know what's going on from 1:51 backwards to 10 o'clock in the morning. If this person comes in here right now of a situation that just happened. But from 1:51 p.m. to 6 o'clock p.m., I might not tell you what you want, what you need, what's going to happen, because it's your karma, or it's something that you're not supposed to know, or it's something that you want to know because you're being fucking conniving or manipulative and you're lying to get the answer. But we know it because we know what you're up to. People never think that happens, but it does. In my opinion, that's how it happens. Now, somebody could say something like, "Oh, yeah, I don't believe that." Well, that's up to you. Maybe you have a future reading going on because you're so amazing. You're better than everybody in the world, right? Let me guess, you're talking to God. You got his number, 1-800 God, right? Yeah, keep thinking that. The most stupidest thing I ever hear in a psychic's mouth is, I have a direct line to God. You do, D. Okay. You keep thinking that you're special. Give me his number. I need to talk to him. You know what he's gonna say when he answers the phone? Don't listen to this dumbass Mark. They ain't talking to me. They think they're talking to me. They're talking to their damn ancestors. They ain't talking to me. Fuck, you think I got time to be dealing with this shit? You people think too much. You people keep thinking God's got time for you like that. God puts all these spirits back on earth to help you, because he ain't got no time to deal with your bullshit. He's too busy saving the world and doing other things. He ain't worried about no psychic reading. Come on, people. What psychic you think you are? Tell me you got a direct line to God. You got a direct line to spirit. God is spirit, yes, and God is everything, yes. But don't tell me you speak just to him. It don't work that way, bro. He ain't sitting home or around waiting for you and giving you answers. It's our ancestors and spirit team that does it. People are lost in the matrix, I tell you, man. But like I said, this is my opinion. Take it or leave it. Don't get butthurt because I say these things and this is my way of life. This is what I think. Now you can tell me you have a direct line to God all you want, but I'm not gonna believe you. Now you can believe in God like I do, yes. But your whole analysis of that is wrong in my opinion. But hey, I could be wrong too, right? I could be wrong. Maybe you do have a direct line to God. Maybe God talks to you. He might listen to you, but he'd be like, "Look, I'm gonna send your ancestors. Y'all ain't gonna time to deal with you. I ain't gonna time to deal with none of your bullshit." Just like people say to me, my words stick in their brain sometimes, you know? And that's why, because I always say things to make you think, that don't think that you're special because you do this shit. I'm not special either. I have a gift that God gave me and I use it correctly so I can give you the correct information. Because if I don't do things correctly, then I'm not going to get nothing correct. It's not going to happen. Now, if I'm a greedy, nasty bastard, then I'm not going to get nothing. The spirit's going to be like, yep, nope, I'm not giving Mark no answers. He's an asshole. He's lying to these people. He's doing this, he's doing that. But if I'm straight up and giving you the right answers, it's going to work every time. Right. I ain't Jesus. I don't claim to be either. Exactly. I ain't Jesus sitting on no cloud, and Jesus ain't sitting on no damn cloud either. He's roaming around doing his thing. I totally believe that. No. I try to. I try to help solve people's problems. I really do. I try my best. And I'll give you my best advice and my best experiences. And I'll make sure I can do everything in my power to help you. And I'll ask Spirit to help you too. But you have to help yourself. That's the main thing. The main thing with everyone's problem is the person themselves. They have to make the initiative. So if you make the initiative and you really feel like you're gonna get something done, then spirits can be like, oh, okay, finally you got off your ass and you're doing something. All right, cool. And that's what happened with me 6 years ago. Everybody kept telling me, come on, Mark, go live, you're good. You predicted all this shit, you got a gift, you gotta use it, you gotta help these people. I ain't gotta do shit. I don't wanna help nobody. I don't wanna help these crazy ass people. I don't wanna go viral and do all these dying when people make memes of me. I don't want that shit. And then I said, you know what? I said to myself, even if it does happen, who cares? It's only gonna give me exposure to prove that who I am is real. And then that's what happened. I just said, you know what? I don't care. I'm always been in the public eye anyway, so why not? And then I made the right decision. But I had to do it. I had to come on here and prove myself and prove that I was real, prove that I knew what I was doing. And I still have to prove to every single person that comes in here that I know what I'm doing. And then some people say, you don't have to prove anything, Mark. I say, yeah, I do. I have to prove to every single person that I give an answer to that that's the answer I'm getting. Let's hope that that is the answer. And let's hope you do your part. Because I'm only going to tell you what Spirit is telling me. You got to do the rest. And you can say, you know what? I know Mark told me this and Spirit told me that, but I don't want to do it. Fuck it. I changed my mind. So that reading's out the window. But if the reading says if you do this and this and this, it can happen, and you do it and it happens, you're like, oh, it is real. Spirit is real. Mark was right. Spirit helped me. And I got all these like things happen, and then, oh yeah, cool. So it makes you happy because you got somebody to believe in you. You got someone that told you that, hey, if you do this and this, it'll work. Yeah, that's how it works. You do your part, they'll do theirs. It's that simple. I wish people would just, live their lives and not get many readings. But some people, the reason why a lot of people get readings is because they want confirmation of what they're intuitively feeling or intuitively getting in their mind. They're saying to themselves, I want to confirm what I'm feeling. I want to confirm what I see. I want to confirm this. I want to confirm that. I want to confirm that I'm really, seeing and hearing and believing. I want to know if I'm psychic. Let me ask Mark or whoever. And that's the thing. And it's also hard to find a reader who does readings every day for people. And it's hard to find a person who is going to be legit because a lot of readers just want one thing. They want your money and they want to become popular. And they want you to you know, they want you to believe everything they say, and they want you to feel like, hey, I'm the only one you should be going to. Don't go to anybody else. I'm gonna bullshit your life. But whatever. I find that I talk about this whole thing a lot lately, and I guess the reason I keep talking about it is because people are getting fed up. They're like, why the fuck is this happening? Why do we have to deal with these dumbass, fake ass people all the time? And sometimes the answer to that, in my opinion, is you have to deal with that to see. You have to deal with it so you can see who's right and who's wrong, and you gotta be tested. And sometimes you gotta go through a bad situation to be in a good one. And sometimes it's your karma. You might have to go to multiple readers to find a good one. But another thing I don't like is how these readers put up, I'm the best reader on YouTube. Come see me. That shit is the most hilarious shit I've ever seen on YouTube. I know about 2 or 3 people who do that shit. Come see me. I'm the best reader on YouTube. You go in their room and they're gonna be lost in the matrix. I'm the best reader on YouTube. When you start talking like that, Spirit's gonna roll their eyes at you and be like, "Okay, you'll see how best you are. Keep running that mouth." Told everybody you're the best on YouTube. Okay. Best psychic ever. Okay. Really? If you were the best psychic on YouTube, you would not be able to sleep at night. You'd be working 24/7. You wouldn't even be able to go live because on your Instagram or your Facebook where you do readings, you'd be reading for somebody every single minute. You wouldn't even be able to eat, sleep, or shit. You would have to put a time frame up where you only do readings from 1 o'clock to 7 o'clock. And even if you did that, if you're the best in the world, you're going to have people hounding you every single fucking day. So if you're on YouTube saying that, that means you ain't the best. Because the best don't need to talk. Am I right or wrong? Sometimes I get the notification of that chick. She just shows her hands. You see her hands and she's like running her mouth. And she says her thumbnail says best psychic ever or best, and then the next day it'll say best psychic on YouTube. And I'm like, wow, you really are deranged. You honestly think that you're the best psychic? Like, why would you say that? Like, are you that dumb? Or you're that desperate for money? And it's like, I don't understand you people. Why would you even put that out there in the universe? You're going to lose from the time you go live. Oh, shit. Why are you mad? You mad, bro? Are you mad, bro? Oh, Lord. Some people never learn. Some people never learn. But you know, that's their life. I feel like this has been the subject of the month already. Somebody came in here and said that to me the other day. I can't remember who it was. Somebody came in here and said that I was the only person that did certain things or whatever. I think it was something to do with that, like gloating and like praising yourself and making it seem like you're the only person in the world that knows how to do psychic shit. I was like, I don't come in here and say anything like that. You want a reading, you get one. I'm not gonna sit here and beg nobody for nothing. And one thing about me, I can sit here and say, okay, I got Claudia and Mystical in here. All right. Let me see. I'm desperate. Let me see if I can get a reading from any of them. Okay, I'm going to start doing mediumship. All right, Spirit, please come through. I'm going to tell this person that, so-and-so is here. Their grandma Margaret's here. And, they're picking flowers at the garden. And, they're talking about them and they should be doing it. I can do that shit if I want to. You know what I mean? But for what? You didn't ask me about your grandmother Margaret. Fuck. See, people like this don't get it. Speak when spoken to, deal with it when you're being asked, and just leave people alone. When they're ready, they'll deal with you. Never force anything on people. Let them make their own decisions. Let them come to you if they need you. Even if you don't make $1 that day, it doesn't matter. Just imagine that the people that listen to you, you might brighten up their day. But the people that are listening in the background and don't say nothing, they're probably saying, yep, I felt that way today, Mark. Or yes, Mark, I agree with you. These people are fucking dumb. Or yeah, Mark, I agree. I was listening to you the other day, Mark, but I didn't say nothing. But everything you said made me feel good today. I'm like, okay, good. I'm glad. I'm glad you got something out of the rant that I made. that I said. Sometimes people tell me that I didn't say anything the other day to you, but I was listening to you talk about this certain subject, and I felt the same way, and I was meant to hear that. It's not easy. It's never easy. It's always some crazy people, crazy things. Somewhere out there, there's a brain. There's a brain for you. Making updates. Blah, 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 blah. These people are whack. Sometimes I get like spam emails like from people like your transfer went through. I'm like, I never transfer shit to you, and ain't nothing transferred from my account anyway. You fuck, you trying to lie to you? It's pretty funny, man. These people ain't got nothing else better to do. Some mothers do have them. I don't know where people get all this time to be sending people emails about bullshit. I check my emails just in case. Sometimes, I got like 4 different emails or whatever from all the time. Business, Marky Mark's Tarot, my regular email, and another email for certain things. And like on that one email only, my original email from day one, it's like every night, like for the past couple months, it's like a person will be like, hello, your transfer went through for Charles Schwab. And I'm like, we don't even have Charles Schwab here in Bermuda, bro. I don't know what you're talking about. It's just like the person who calls my mom every 2 months. Hello, yes, your Amazon order is here. You owe us $500. My mom goes, what you talking about, you liar? I don't have Amazon. I never go Amazon in my life. I said, Mom, you said that? She goes, yes, stupid people call me. You think you're going to trick me? I don't even know. I don't even have internet. I said, good. That's good, Mom. Keep telling them that. They'll leave you alone eventually. They'll realize that you're one of those seniors that don't have a computer and an internet. Yeah, I see like people on here like exposing those people and shit. It's pretty funny. I like watching all that. I used to enjoy the trolls on here sometimes. I used to talk shit to them. I used to talk shit to the trolls when I had my channel open to the public and stuff, and they used to come in here and talk shit about me, and I used to diss them on purpose, and I used to like fuck with them for a little while and then get rid of them. But now I don't have time for that shit. I don't really want them to come in here and ruin the energy. 'Cause sometimes I'll be reading like somebody and then they'll aggravate me. And I'm like, all right, I've had enough of you guys. You need to leave us alone now. There's a lot of people on vacation. There's a lot of people on vacation. I'm on Facebook right now, just checking like what's going on, like I always do. And it's like there's a few people I know personally, and they're putting up like all these pictures of their vacation. Like I'm on vacation, I'm here, I'm this. It's like this one person on here that I know. They put up like every hour they're putting out what they're doing. I'm just shaking my head, saying, "Really?" It's not their fault. It's not these people's fault. It's not these people's fault. I like that. Looks good. Mm. Well, it's been quiet so far today. I've been on here for an hour and 15 minutes, but I'm going to get out of here and go get some lunch. So I actually got a good night's sleep last night. I went to bed. I left here. I went to bed. I slept for about 6 hours or 5 hours straight. Then I got up, took my dog outside, and left her out there. Went back to bed and slept for another 3 hours, which was a miracle. So I got like maybe 7 to 8 hours of sleep, which was what I really needed. And I feel much better. I don't feel like tired. But I'm gonna go because I ate breakfast about 4 hours ago. It's 2:15 here now. So I'm gonna go eat my leftover pizza from yesterday. I have 2 slices left. I'm gonna go heat up the pizza and eat that for my lunch. And I'm going to chill out for a bit. I need to go uh, do some grocery shopping. I need to wash my dishes. I need to clean up around here a bit. And I'll be back later on this afternoon for sure. Probably a couple hours later from now. I'll be back. It's like 2:18 now. I'll probably come back like maybe around 5 or 6 o'clock or something like that. Then I'll be back again at night, depending on how the day goes. You too, Claudia. Always a pleasure talking to you, and glad I can clear up what you asked me. But yeah, uh, I will talk to you later. Take care and have a good day.